You're there. All right. So, what was the Epic name again? So, let's go back to projects, familiar phase one, issues, email read only. So let's make a new branch. Also, I don't know if you saw, I did a whole bunch of I did like a bunch of kind of chore tasks last night on the repo, just because
I did not see that.
there was like just some lingering linting issues, and I think I fixed the, remember the thing about generated files sort of showing
Yeah.
up as edited. So now linting ignores those files because they're generated anyways.
Okay.
So if you ever do see them show up as changed because you changed like a route, or you changed or you updated the schema or anything like the database schema or anything like that, that's actually a valid change and you should check that in.
Cool.
And then some miscellaneous fixes on the dev container, so it's not such a crappy experience in there. There were some things that were bugging me about it.
Cool.
But yeah,
I'm trying to work on, I've been kind of like just chipping away at some design stuff as I go along. And I'm trying to like now like retcon in some design system decisions here.
Cool. All right, so let's get started. Let's work on, what was it? FAM 152. There are a lot of open questions in the sub-tickets that we need to resolve before we work on this. Also, we should think about whether to break it down into smaller tickets to work on, because this will be very large epic to try to finish in one session.
Did you see that thing I sent you? Oh, did you see that thing I sent you about fiddling with different UX patterns for tasks?
Oh yeah, yeah. There a few. You mentioned a few things after that that just made me forget to come back to it.
It's okay. Yeah, I was playing around with like almost like a Trello board thing, and then I was like, these things aren't really status oriented per se. They're more like timeline oriented. And so I was like on like I mean, it's still very early, but I was like gravitating towards that like Google Calendar mobile view where it just collapses time and it just shows you
that's what I was thinking. It probably looked more like, wait,
cool.
am I in the wrong? Am I in the wrong window? This is, why is this asking me for permissions? I thought I started this with dangerously skip permissions. I want to be dangerous.
Those are all just linear permissions anyway.
Huh?
Those are all just linear permissions anyway. I usually
but it's usually if I'm
dangerously skipping.
Yeah, if I'm dangerously skipping, it doesn't even ask me for that.
I hate when it does that.
Yeah. Let's try this again. No, it's still asking me for permissions. Why is it doing that? I guess we're just sitting here anyways. All right, we'll just treat it like a baby.
How was your day?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Who else would I talk to?
I don't know if I wasn't looking at the screen, so I don't know if Kendra like walked in the room or anything.
At Julian, how was your day?
Like I said, it was fine. You know, we just mostly just doing house stuff. Went to go grab a late lunch slash early dinner just now.
Nice. Where'd you guys go?
At a boba. It's a boba spot called La Cha in Hawthorne. Pretty
Cool.
good. The food's okay. There's like one or two items that are good, and the rest are just kind of meh. But the boba is good.
Wait, was the boba 274? Was the boba like the meal?
No. The boba's just the drink.
What kind of food did you have?
They have stuff like the thing that's good there is they have a kimchi fried rice, which is really good.
Oh, cool.
And then
Dude, I love kimchi so much it's kind of unhealthy. It's probably actually extra healthy. But...
it's definitely super healthy. It's a I hate the word superfood, but it's supposed to be a superfood. Because everything eventually turns into a superfood, apparently.
It's the new kale.
Everything has its day as a superfood.
Dude, did you ever see that Portlandia sketch? Where
which one? They have several food or
where the guy's like he's like a spinach salesman or something, and he's like not meeting his quota, and it's like a Glenn Ross spoof, and he meets the guy who is like responsible for kale, and he's like, I put kale on the map, and then he's like like the whole gag is like that these vegetables have like marketing guys that like changed the fucking course of food history.
I actually don't think I have seen that sketch, but good. That sounds like a very Portlandia sketch.
It's so good.
My favorite food one is the one where they go to like the organic restaurant, and then the waiter just won't let them order, and then he just keeps like giving them more and more details about everything on the menu.
Yeah.
And then they end up, I think, like I forget how exactly the sketch goes. They like end up at like a food commune to go see one of the chickens, and then like they spend 5 years there.
Yep.
Yeah, that was great. That was a good one.
I love that. What about the raw food place and they had the fart patio?
Wait, what?
Did you ever see that one?
The raw food place in the park patio?
They went to a raw food restaurant and they noticed that they were gassy, and so they started farting, and the waiter comes up and they're like, you so happy you're enjoying our food. Just so you know, we have a fart patio outside, and like that's the patio where everybody goes out to fart.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Pretty good.
But that's hilarious.
Did our Twitch friend join us again?
Yeah, I think we have our one fake Twitch viewer that is going to comment about getting viewers, but remove the space.
It's gonna be great.
Is that what you call our live stream? Remove the space?
I don't know, but it's gonna be great.
Okay, so I have a comprehensive picture. Let me synthesize what I found before we start discussing. Here's the lay of the land. So we have 4 sub-tickets, 2-stage email processing, inbox triage, conversational email queries, and email context extraction. Dependencies are all green, meaning Codebase has strong patterns to follow. Great. Missing piece, restricted context execution context. We could probably just call that restricted execution context.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
For the 2-stage pipeline, stage 1 that doesn't exist yet. That's new work. 3 open questions from the spec. Triage window. How far back on the first connection? Spec suggests 3 to 7 days. Provider. What?
Let's make this like a customizable variable, but my hunch is that we might need to go back farther to get more relevant info for the triage window. But anyway, not a big deal.
We want to play with the size of the window. Provider abstraction granularity. How thin is the adapter layer? I'm guessing that means like Google versus Microsoft.
Oh, yeah. What does thin mean in this context?
I'm guessing is like how directly do we want to expose features of the individual providers?
That's a totally you thing.
Yeah. Style extraction sample size. How many sent emails for a reliable style guide? Wait, why is it picking up on that? I thought we deferred that part.
No, style extract. Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna say we might be deferring that part because you're right. This is very large.
Hold fire on this real quick. I don't feel strongly about this, but a thought just occurred to me.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be valuable to build the ghostwriting tool now, even if we can't write emails because we don't have permission, as a way of showing value for if they give permission? Meaning, hey, you just got this important email, and if I were you, here's how I would write it, but I don't have permission yet, so give me permission.
I don't doubt that could be true for the initial product, but I'm kind of trying to like make this small enough that we can implement it fast enough, so we can maybe defer that to like a future chunk of work that isn't what we're working on like now today.
Totally fair.
I think that's more my thinking, rather than like we're not going to do it until another release after this or something.
Yep.
Okay.
Totally fair.
You're right. This is a very large topic. Before we dig into open questions, I want to start with decomposition questions since it shapes everything else. The natural dependency chain here is clear. FAM76 two-stage pipeline is the foundation that FAM77, 79, and 155 all depend on. But 76 itself depends on an email provider abstraction layer that isn't called out as its own ticket. My first question: do you want to carve out the email provider abstraction as a separate ticket that comes before FAM76? That actually does make a lot of sense.
Wait, what? I mean, I trust you, but I wasn't listening. What did you say?
It's saying like with nothing in the subtickets calls out the actual provider abstraction.
Oh.
So does it make sense to just build that first? And it's like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Actually, maybe I don't think I need to answer these questions now. Yes, that is a chunk of work that needs its own spec and ticket. All right, so on the LLM development side, does it make sense to build the agent tools that allow the LLM to call into these adapters as part of the spec on this ticket, or do we defer that for either the extraction or conversational tickets where they will actually be used? Business logic development, CRUD, tooler, LM callable wrappers with JSON schema, mutation callbacks. Yep. So the provider abstraction ticket would own email provider adapter interface, search, fetch thread, list messages, get detail, Gmail adapter, Outlook adapter implementations, HTTP clients using the OAuth token refresh flow, normalized email types in familiar shared. Yep. An email service that wraps adapter calls with token refresh, error normalization, and rate limiting. Yeah, I think that's right. The tool layer gets built later. Tool layer gets built later. Pipeline defines how tools interact with restricted context. Yeah, I think that split makes sense. Yeah, I think the structured approach makes more sense. Let's do that.
What does thread centric mean?
So like it's asking about how do we want the normalized email data model to look? Like, do we want it to sort of think of email communication as threads versus individual messages?
Yeah.
And I think thread makes more sense because then you have richer context around what the conversation was about, as opposed to like seeing an individual message that doesn't have any of the other context associated with it. That makes, yeah, very cool. Next question. How should the adapter handle token refresh and API errors? OAuth infrastructure already has token refresh and SureFresh token.
Hi, Nelly.
Hi, Dad.
How you doing?
How'd you know it was me?
Because I could hear you. Could hear your little footsteps. You doing okay?
Yep.
Okay.
I just wanted a hug.
I love you. By the way, I think getting this email and calendar skill figured out is going to be such a big word because I just had to. I was like playing with Hermes.
Yeah.
And I was like, so how do we get set up? And it was like, and basically was like, you got to do the exact same process you do with OpenClaw. And I was like, oh my god, but like going to the cloud platform, creating a freaking app for myself. It's crazy.
So that's no different then. It's still
no.
And is it still command line driven? Like you still have to jump into.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why. I mean, I guess we'll find out when we try to launch this thing. But I wonder why people aren't just building the hosted version of this, like sort of with a nice UI built on top of it.
Yeah.
It seems weird that we haven't seen anybody really nail that yet. But
yeah.
But okay. But it could be us. So let's just keep going. How should the adapter handle? Okay, so next question. How does the adapter handle the token refresh and API errors? The OAuth infrastructure already has token ensure refresh token, which returns a fresh access token, refreshing if it expires within 5 minutes.
There's game yet?
And it uses advisory locks to prevent concurrent refresh races. Yeah.
Okay, naked, Julian.
Where does the get a valid ID valid token call the API handle for one retry dance lives? Inside each adapter. Or do we want it to have an email service layer above those the adapters? The adapter is a pure HTTP client, accepts it. Yeah, I think that's a cleaner. Rate limiting and pagination.
You know me? So you read my I need you guys to be right line. Okay?
All right, so for pagination, we're letting the consumer have a fetch next page. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I need to go walk or something.
We'll let the Okay, that gives us a consistent principle. Adapters translate, the service layer orchestrates. I think we resolved the core architectural questions for the provider abstraction. Now, let me now shift to the open questions from the broader epic that affect this layer's design. Triage window. How far back on the first connection? The spec suggests 3 to 7 days. This doesn't directly affect the adapter interface. It's just a date parameter to structure query because that's what we need to test and how to think about pagination volume. A week of email for an active knowledge worker could be hundreds of threads. Yeah. The adapter layer needs to handle this volume gracefully. This is where pagination iterator pattern earns its keep, but the actual how far back decision lives in the triage service, not the adapter. Right. I'd say we don't need to resolve this for the provider abstraction spec. We just need to structure query support and after date in the pagination to handle large result sets. The triage ticket owns the window decision. Yeah, I think that's right. Style extraction sample size. Same thing. Yeah.
No,
Nine.
video different.
Yeah.
Logo. Verba. Verba is. Yeah. Nomen. Right. Yeah.
So key architectural questions may proposing approaches for how to structure scope and structure this ticket. Approach A, single ticket interface, both adapters and email service together, one spec, one implementation pass. Define the email provider adapter interface, build Gmail and Outlook adapters simultaneously, build the email service orchestration layer, and ship it all as one unit. The advantage is that designing both adapters together produces a better interface. You see the real tensions between Gmail and Outlook up front. The downside is it's a larger chunk of work and you can't ship/test incrementally. And I think that's probably fine. Yeah, I think
Ignis. Okay. Vivo Bishop. Vivo.
Good.
Media.
Small.
Megan. RT. Intern.
Green.
Intern.
Green. Yellow.
all right. So normalized email types.
Nobody hear me? Fire.
Email thread has a thread ID, a subject, a snippet, a set of email messages, a set of participants, last message at, is unread. Interesting. I don't know if we need that or not. Label IDs.
Yeah.
Email message has a message ID, belongs to a thread.
Good.
It's from to CC.
Trans. Geo.
Date, subject, body text, body HTML.
Earth.
Interesting. Okay.
Dormo. Dormio. Hypno. Anna. Here. Lisa. How about thesis? Thesis. Add
Join.
two together, 2 or 4. Listen. With Petra. With Petra. Petra. Astra. Stella. Star. Dendron. Tree. Arbor. Arborist. Roland.
All right, structured query interface.
Great. I'm trying to study. It needs time.
Common query type that consumers build and adapters translate to native syntax. Email search query. Interesting. Okay, so we'd have to build a query.
Popular.
Cursor is opaque to consumers. Gmail stores its page token. Outlook stores its OData index link or skip offset. Adapter produces it. The adapter consumes it.
Auto. Turtle. Zoom. Factio or factio. We both good.
Great.
Eco. Deco.
Question. This is for ephemeral in-memory searching, right? Like this doesn't assume that we're saving all these results from any given page in order to be able to continue to the next. How would the tool calls work in concept?
Para. Inter. Between. Magnet. Large. Big. Ia is from. From. Geo means earth. Terra means earth. Anna means here. Means stone. Petra means stone and rock. Means star. Chronos.
Got it. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Meow, meow, meow.
Here, you play the song.
What?
Eight circles. I want you to.
I'm laughing at your children just making cat noises.
Pretty fun.
All right. Builder pattern can enforce constraints of build time. Must specify at least one filter. Folders required. Max results. Queries are simple in practice. Triage uses 2 or 3 fields.
I'm recording with it over on computer.
Agent tools receive JSON from the LLM. The tool handler would need to go from a flat JSON object to a builder chain. Flat. Yeah, okay. My take, the flat object is the right call here. Of course, you suggested it. So of course you think that's the right answer. Consumers either background jobs or agent tools. Neither benefits from a builder. If we later find that in builder. Okay, all right. Fair enough.
Nelly, rather than playing a video game, why don't you take a shower? Sorry about that.
Don't be sorry. We all have lives that we need to live. All right. Email provider adapter interface and registry. Email, all right. Provider ID, yep. Search threads, access token, email search query, email search result, get thread, email thread, yeah, message, normalize error normalization. Yep, that makes sense. Stateless, every method takes an access token, internal state, no token management, matches the decision we made earlier. Thread first, search threads, returns threads. Yep. Okay, error normalization. Yeah, that makes sense. Interface, normalized email error. Rate limit, auth expired, not found. Yeah. Registry. Email provider adapter registry is a singleton map identical to provider adapter registry. Registered at boot time by an email provider. Yep. Consumers call registry get Google registry get Microsoft. Consumers pass connection ID, not access token. Service handles the rest. Looks up connection. Resolve the connection record to get the provider's type and encrypted credentials. Get a fresh token. Yep, that makes sense. Validate the query. Call the adapter. Handle errors. Yes, this orchestration. This looks right. This looks right. My only call out is to try to use known Let's move forward. I don't know, like I still don't understand why. I feel like I've noted it in the Claude.md file, like use libraries when possible, but it still tries to build stuff from scratch as much as it can for some reason, unless I nudge it. Like, no, don't do that. Use this. Look for a library and use the library.
What library do you just tell to use?
Like I told it to, instead of building manual API calls to Google and Outlook, to use the official API clients that they publish as packages.
Oh,
And I'm
Good
just like,
idea.
I don't know why. Like I don't know why I have to constantly remind it to do that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right, 3 levels of testing. Codebase is Java test convention. Unit tests, query translation, response normalization, error normalization. Yep, that all makes sense for that. Email service orchestration, mock the adapters. Delegate to the right adapter, handle research, no live API tests in CI. Sandbox against brittle rate limited. Yeah. Yes. That's let's write up the spec.
Come in. Hey, Henry.
Hello. Who are you talking to?
Julian.
Hi, Julian.
What's up, Henry?
Hey.
I'm shaking turkey bacon.
What's shaking turkey bacon? I think the pork is shaking.
You're shaking.
If it's turkey bacon.
Clever. What's going on outside? What's going on out there? Anything good? Or just a bunch of weird stuff?
Let's create that spec.
Have you showed this to Julian yet?
I've not.
Showed
Julian,
what?
are you a Studio Ghibli fan at all?
I am. I enjoy Studio Ghibli movies.
My kids got me this. It's a Totoro dressed as a Princess Mononoke character. So it's a real esoteric.
Nice. Very cool. Wait, is it a pin? What is that?
A pin, yeah,
It's a
like
pin.
like an enamel pin.
Nice. I actually haven't seen wait, which one's Princess Mononoke from Spirited Away? Is it, or is that its own thing?
No, it's its own movie.
I haven't seen either of them. I need
Oh,
to.
you haven't seen My Neighbor Totoro?
I have seen My Neighbor Totoro. I have seen My Neighbor Totoro. That's like the one that I love the most because I saw that as a child and loved it.
Yeah.
And I was also very disappointed when they changed the overdub for when they re-released it on. Was it on Netflix that they re-released it on, or Disney Plus? I can't remember. But they left out a lot of little little bits of charm that were in the original English dub from the 90s or 80s. Yeah.
The original was from the 80s.
Yeah. All right. So spec is complete. What is this called? Email provider abstraction. This ticket builds the foundation layer, normalized types, provider adapters, and orchestration server integration tools. Goals, non-goal goals, define a thread-centric normalized email data model, implement a provider agnostic email provider adapter interface with Gmail and Outlook adapters, provide an email service orchestration layer that handles token management, query validation, OAuth adapter pattern. Yep, that makes sense. Normalized email types, that's what we talked about. Normalized structured query interface, that's what we talked about. Query translation by provider. Yeah, that matches what we talked about. All right, I think this looks good. Let's see, is that... All right, implementation planning. You know, I've noticed. You see, remember how you made fun of me for being too strongly critical of Claude by saying, "Fine, you're doing fine." I've noticed since I started doing that, it's been showing this to me way more often. Like,
That's funny.
So I'm gonna do that again.
What a needy bastard.
It's fine. You're doing fine. Like,
doing fine. Doing fine, bro. Good job, Claude. If you need that much feedback.
Yeah, I how did you feel about I'm not gonna name him by name, but how did you feel about one of our alpha testers like feeling like they needed to scream at their familiar to get them to do things correctly? And like I've never felt the need to scream at a bot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it made me worried about his anger management, but yeah, I don't know, man.
Like I understand getting frustrated when technology doesn't work the way you want it to, but like I don't know. It's just interesting.
Dude, I've been having, this is unrelated to anything. Having trouble with my look at this fried out e-ink screen.
Oh, your terminal.
Terminal. Yeah, it's just been glitching a lot lately.
Weird. I saw
Yeah.
they had an announcement of something in the last like month or so, didn't they? Didn't they like come out with a version 2 or
Yeah, maybe. Something like that.
it's a cool project. I like it.
I think they just came out with a bigger one.
Wait, how long did it last then before it started fritzing out on? Is it a
I've had
software
it
thing
less
or is
than
it
I've had it less than a year.
is it a hardware thing? Like is it
I think it's a hardware thing. They sent me a new
Yeah.
piece and it didn't really do anything.
Yeah,
So
bummer.
yeah, I'm sure I'll get it figured out, but it's just, I guess stable software is appreciated.
Yeah. And also just hardware is hard. Like there's a is that why it's called hardware?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just really it is just really difficult. Like it's especially difficult when you're trying to do it without the resources of like an Apple or a Google.
Yeah.
I'm surprised our one viewer hasn't commented yet.
Maybe it's a real viewer.
I doubt that. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen this activity heat map.
So I just went on LinkedIn and
Yeah.
StreamYard puts like a spammy message with it.
I can turn that off, but I figure if somebody wants to click it and give me $25 of free credit on StreamYard, I don't hate that either. But we can remove that for free for future
It's
streams.
fine. It's not a big deal.
If you feel embarrassed by it,
No, I don't give a shit.
total tokens 7.5 million. That seems low to me.
Wait, when? Today?
No,
Ever?
it says all time. That seems unlikely that's the number of tokens that I've used. I've used 27 times more tokens than Moby Dick. That's not enough.
That's pretty funny.
And it's not loading my usage data for some reason, which is the main reason I was in here. Let's go. I'm gonna go. Commit the plan. Let's do this as an actual sub ticket of this. And let's go.
Dinner time.
Okay. I gotta go have some dinner with my lovely family.
All right, have fun. I'm gonna kick this off, and maybe I'll just let it run. And
What?
if you want to jump on later, you can. If not, have a good
Yeah,
night.
I will be back if you are gonna be on for a while.
We'll see, because I got some like chores to handle to end the night too. So we'll see.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Have a good dinner. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Now it's just me. I am by myself, talking to no one. Yes, create email.ts. Here, let's flip on at least accept edits. Oh, cool. Damn it, Claude. noticed something that I'm going to try to take a swing at fixing while that's running in the background. So, to test and repo, use the Japa runner, and for some reason, when there are failures, the runner just hangs and waits rather than terminating. This is a problem because when the 8 coding are trying to run tests and get feedback, they get stuck and have to wait on timeouts to try and get signal. Is there a mode for Japa that lets us just actually fancy stuff in the terminal, like clearing the window, which might be counterproductive for agentic purposes? Is there a way to force it into a simple text mode that doesn't let's just do that. Actually, this is gonna log me out of the other thing. Because we're stuck in this loop of the test just getting stuck because I just saw it happen in here. So let's see if we can figure this out. I also wish this would have taken dangerously skip permissions. It's happening again. Okay, I'm gonna. Let's just insert this here, and then we can update the Claude.md file later. Let's try Windows test.
Back and better and better and better and better.
Welcome back.
Oh, you've got some lo-fi music going.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, that was me. I hit enter because I thought I was on my terminal screen and it took you off the stage.
It's okay. You got some nice chill vibes going.
Yeah, it was too quiet in here by myself, especially when I'm like, I can't narrate a whole run like this. And
Yeah.
I could, and this motherfucker hallucinated to me that I could just shift tab my way to turning on dangerously skip.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, I asked, by the way, is there a way to do it while I'm in here? And he's like, yeah, just hit shift tab, it'll take you there. And then it totally does not do that.
Yeah. Weird. That's
So
real weird.
I think my only way of doing it is to, and also like this whole this like terminal mess stuff has been an issue for a while, hasn't it? Like you see how
breakages?
Yeah, you see how garbled my terminal is?
Did you resize the window?
No, I haven't touched anything.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like this before too. What's the latest?
It's just been chugging along on the implementation. I figured out how to. Do you remember I was talking about how the test runner kind of doesn't work in a way where like the test will hang and then it'll just kind of like have to set a timeout and just wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
I finally figured out how to fix it, so it's been running a lot smoother now.
Oh, cool. That's good.
Yeah, there's like
Did you notice that bay leaf hanging there?
Yeah.
Great. Unrelated to anything, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I was doing a little Claude code rummaging around my Horcrux.
Yeah.
And I was just like, analyze my logs and tell me if there's any obvious low-hanging fruit for improving performance, stability, whatever. And it came back to me with something that sounded plausible, but I wanted to check it with you first.
Okay.
It said your root is still running off the SD card that's injected into the thing.
Yep.
And that's a big speed bottleneck. And it was like, if you migrated your root to the NVMe that you've got, it would be a lot faster. Are you taking Nelly? Okay. And I'm just curious if that's legit or not.
There's some truth to that. It's true that it would probably be faster if it's constantly hitting that volume for files that it needs to load in and out of memory for the operating system to do stuff. If it's not though, then not really. It'll like if you're more or less steady state with everything loaded into memory already, it won't really need to do that.
Fair.
The other but there is a danger of staying on the SD card is that the more often it writes, the closer and closer it gets to failure eventually, and it'll nerf your system at some point. The only part that's tricky about where you're at right now is that all of your NVMe is basically your is all in your what's it called, ZFS volume.
Yeah. No, it was smart enough to call that out.
Where like you can't, like you really shouldn't use that as a boot drive. So the only other way around that, I think the problem is I think your Pi is maxed out on I/O right now. Like I don't think there's anywhere else to plug in a new drive.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think
I'm just gonna let it sit for now, but
I think what you probably want to do is just periodically back up that SD card, so that way if you need to make a copy of it, if it ever fails, you can recover.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would probably be your best option for now. Because I don't like I don't know if it's actually causing problems or not. Like performance wise, it might be. It's possible.
For now, it's stable. I'm just gonna leave it be. But I was like, I gotta check that with Julian.
Yep.
So final review and cleanup. Is this like the adapter's built?
The adapter is we still got to build like ingestion and all of that stuff on top of this. This isn't the whole feature yet, or the whole epic.
Cool.
I'm gonna lower the volume on this music.
Does it
so I can
have
actually hear you.
built-in like a built-in Vibe music player, or are you playing that from some other tab or something?
No, yeah, it's like if you can probably see it. It's in the media assets tab
Oh
on the right.
Oh
It has background music. You can play around with it if you want. If you want to switch it up, you want to DJ. But there's only 8 tracks to pick from.
Oh wait, I can do a little Echo Bit logo in here. Oh yeah, wait, that's huge and weird. I don't want that. You see that?
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can mess with the. I think you can mess with the layout though. Make it smaller.
Overlay, video clips, countdown, background, sounds. There you go.
I like how it's like it's not even just applause. It's applause intense.
Uh-huh. Weird. Weird. Uh-huh.
That's not done yet. That would have been better if it would have finished like right when I did that.
So I've got my I've got a little Hermes bot.
Yeah. So yeah, give me the download on that.
Talking to Telegram. There's Kiwi.
Kiwi with a Q. Fun.
Kiwi with a Q. And so far, I don't notice anything different because I haven't, I'm like in that step where I'm like, okay, it's working, cool.
But
now
yeah,
I gotta integrate all the shit, and
the magic doesn't happen until it has tentacles reaching out into the real world to do stuff. Right?
Yeah, exactly right. So I don't know. Feels like a lot of work, but at some point, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I just wanted to play with it and see if it's any smarter or more stable. People are really talking it up.
Is the UX any better when you first spin it up, or is it about the same?
It's similar. I'd say OpenClaw is maybe even slightly better terminal UI.
Interesting.
I don't even know if there's a web interface for Hermes. I just did it from the command line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, allegedly the memory and stuff like that is good, and the skill use is better. And one of the things it does is apparently, but which I haven't interfaced yet with, is like apparently it proactively monitors the way you use it, and then if it notices repetitive patterns, it proactively creates repeatable skills, which is kind of interesting. But I haven't seen that in action yet. And then also with Douglas on OpenClaw, I installed Gary Tan's GBrain. Have you read about GBrain?
Is that the wiki thing that he built?
Yeah, it's like a quasi-wiki, quasi-SQLite database with like memory and like semantic search and stuff. And so I'm playing around with it.
Any improvement so far?
Yeah, I did a benchmark of like searching for info about you actually, and it came back with the basically grep, which is what it was doing across all the markdown files, took 3 seconds, and the GBrain took 1.5 seconds. So I guess it's twice as fast. But then, according to it, as the amount of memories grows, the SQLite database and the vector searching should stay 1.5 seconds no matter how big the memory gets.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's supposed to be a promise of like using a true vector search versus like just grepping a bunch of files. Is like, as the corpus grows, grep has to search every file before it finds something. It has to do a full scan. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay, so this finished the implementation. Let's add this little change, which is the fix for the testing. Let's update the Claude file to let it know to do this.
Hold on a second. I'm back.
What's up?
I said I'm back, bro. So, this far in, how are you feeling about Claude Code and these workflows?
I think it's working fairly well. It still needs a fair bit. Like, I still think that it still needs a fair bit of help on the architecture side and sort of like how to not shoot itself in the foot and paint itself into a corner.
Yep.
So, but overall, it's like, it's definitely accelerating me. Like, I think all the stuff that we built in the past like couple weeks would have probably taken me way longer if I was having to hand code everything.
Yeah.
And it does. I think for a lot of different things, I think it does clarify some of my thinking. Like, just being forced to sit down and go, okay, what about this case? What about that case? Here are the different alternatives, and sort of like walking through. And then having something that can go back and go through all the things that we've already built, making sure that everything is sort of, consistent in a way that a human can't without like a lot of really focused time.
Yeah.
I think is definitely a help. I'm curious about like parallelizing this now. It's like probably the next big hack. The reason I haven't done that yet is because it feels, the reason I haven't done it yet is because I think there's enough foundational stuff that I wanted to get right first before I start letting it set loose across multiple different surfaces.
Yeah.
But I think we're getting there soon, where we'll be able to do that.
Cool. You want to know a fun thing I did? Gary Tan's GStack thing has a design helper that like generates multiple different design directions on the fly and lets you like iterate on them for like ideation. And I used that for the first time. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did it come up with like, how are you feeling about that kind of stuff? Is it helpful to see the different like ideations
it speeds things up, because like when you're a designer, that's like a lot of the early stuff, right? Is you just going like, oh, what if it was like that? Like, oh, what if, for example, with the task stuff. Hey, it's the beginning of a new feature, right? Like, do we want to show this like a Kanban board or like an agenda or like a calendar? And, in the beginning of any design, you kind of like have to explore really different things, and it's kind of slow to and then you like look at them side by side and you're like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Or this other approach does make sense. And this kind of speeds that up a lot. So it's still early. Maybe I'll show you. Maybe I'll do a screen share this week and show you what I doing.
Cool.
Oh.
All right. PR's created for this. I think I'm going to save another pass at this for like tomorrow or like the next step. Because I gotta do like end of week chores and stuff. So
No sweat, man.
but this is fun. We're making
Good to
progress.
see you. Yeah, good to see you,
Likewise,
man.
dude. Likewise.
I will talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good. All right.
All right,
Bye.